Welcome back to the Cabral HouseCall. I'm Steve Cabral, board-certified naturopathic doctor, and today on this Friday review, I just went through single vitamin solutions, a big rant on that, and really how you never want to go for a single vitamin solution unless it's in addition to a total wellness plan that you're already doing. I gave you my favorite children's probiotic, especially one for colicky babies. You have to check that out or refer it to a friend. And I also gave you a whole simplistic rundown on what neuro-linguistic programming is, NLP, and how it can really change your life. For so many people, they've gotten into NLP and they've started to change the way they see themselves. They've started to change the way they visualize things. And from doing that alone, it's then motivated them to then be able to go on and achieve their goals. Because remember, you first have to see yourself as the person who can actually achieve something before you go out and take action on it. All right? And I've talked about that before on my law of attraction-based episodes, episode 61, those specific ones. So if you haven't checked that out as well. All right, now let's get into the questions. Great questions today. All right, so this first one is a favorite of mine. You'll see why. It's from Nick. Nick is asking, what's your favorite cheat meal? So a lot of people think that I don't have any cheat meals, that I'm always perfect, and that I'm doing exactly what I'm supposed to be doing, but that's not necessarily the case. You have to keep in mind that I've been doing this for quite a number of years. And in the beginning, I messed up all the time. I didn't get it right. I couldn't keep my nutrition together for, a full month straight, all of these specific things. So when you see me today, when you see me eating the nutritional foods that I should be eating, taking the correct supplements that I should be taking, and that I have more energy, that I feel better than I ever have before in my life, it's because I went through all of the stumbling blocks first. I went through all of those obstacles. I went through falling off the wagon so many times, and then I finally achieved what I needed to achieve. It's only through some trial and error that we finally achieve what we want to achieve. But I also say, now that I'm here, now that I've achieved what I want to achieve, I share that, of course, with others in my practice and in both our weight loss center and our body transformation center, as well as our wellness center in Boston. But what I also have to say is this: I still enjoy some of those old foods. I still enjoy having a cheat meal. So what do I like to do? Well, here's what I do. Typically on a Friday or Saturday night, I'm going to go out with friends, or I'm going to go out with family, or I'm going to go out with extended family for a holiday party or a birthday party, or I'm just going to go out to dinner with my wife, and we're going to have a nice meal. And during that meal, now, I might decide to have like pasta. And why do I go for pasta a lot of times? Is because it brings back these memories. It's just this thing of every Sunday I used to get together at my grandmother's house, and she made this homemade Italian sauce and pasta. It was an amazing meal, not an expensive meal, but it was a nice meal that we all shared, about 10 to 15 of us, and it was an amazing time. 2 to 3 hours at the table eating great foods just with family. Really, really nice. So I'll always remember that. And coming from an Italian and Portuguese background, those foods, they just bring back kind of like those memories of comfort and relaxation and enjoyment. And you might have your own. So you might have a lot of your cultural-based foods that you love. And so for me, going out to dinner and having an Italian pasta, whether it's a gluten-free pasta or just regular pasta, it might be something I do. Or another thing I like to do is have a nice, healthy dinner, and then we might have a dessert. And that dessert, it might be going out somewhere, or it might be having it at the same restaurant. But I could go out with friends. I could go out again with my wife, and we might just go to just get some dessert. So what would that dessert be? Well, again, going back to the Italian theme, I love Italian pastry, really do. We have it at holidays. We have it sometimes for a cheat. And what is that? Well, it's cannolis. It might be eclairs. It might be those like confetti cookies. It could be lobster tails. Now, keep in mind, lobster tails into Italian pastry is not a lobster. It is actually this crunchy shell made with some vanilla frosting as well as some ricotta filling. It is absolutely unbelievable. If you are ever in Boston, you have to go to Hanover Street, and you have to go to Hanover Street in the North End. You'll find a place called Mike's Pastry. Mike's Pastry, the line will probably be out the door no matter what time of the day it is, and it's worth it. It is that good. So I'm not imploring you or telling you to go have a cheat meal, but if you're anywhere in the Boston area and you haven't been to Modern Pastry in the North End, or even I'd say one notch above that is Mike's Pastry, been there for decades, always rated #1 for a reason. It's authentic. It's real Italian pastry. I'll do an Italian pastry, and I might have like a black coffee or cappuccino or Americano or something like that. I just love I love going to Europe, and I love the European lifestyle of just calming things down during mealtime or having a dessert or just relaxing with friends and family and talking. Because my work is very fast-paced. I do a lot of research. I do a lot of helping people with some very serious issues. And so to go out and just relax and have a nice meal, again, with my wife or friends and family is a really great thing. So that's typically what I'm doing. And for you, you should choose the things that give you joy just for that cheat meal. All right. And for me, again, it's typically once a week. That's when I'll do a cheat meal. All right. So next question is from Kim M. Kim is asking, does yoga and Tai Chi count as exercise? All right. Great question. Very controversial, because if you ask a yogi or someone that does Tai Chi or Qigong, they'll say it's absolutely exercise. And you know what it is? It is exercise. Moving your body through Tai Chi or yoga gets that lymphatic system moving. It actually gets your heart rate going. It does work on your muscles. However, it is not the best form of body transformation-based work, okay? It doesn't elevate your metabolism to the degree that a metabolic resistance training program would, or interval-based training. And if you didn't check out yesterday's episode and exercise high-intensity interval training examples on episode 74, check that out. That will tell you some intervals that will help with that. So no, it will not do the same body transformation. It will not do the same metabolic boost as resistance training and interval-based cardio sprints. However, that doesn't mean that you can't do it or shouldn't do it. It doesn't have to be an all or one. That's the big thing. It's like you either do this or you don't. You either use kettlebells or you don't. You either do CrossFit or you don't. It doesn't have to be that way. Why can't we do yoga a few times a week? And why can't we balance that with a little bit of resistance-based training? It doesn't have to just be one or the other. It should be both. One is what we call a softer form of exercise. Yoga, Tai Chi, Qigong, those are softer forms of exercise, more supple for the body, keep the body flexible. And then we do the harder forms of exercise, which then harden the body. It balances it, right? We have this, when we're looking at, we have this duality in life, right? We have hard and soft. We have all of these things that work with our body. We need both. You need one with the other, okay? So I recommend the resistance training to keep the body strong, to keep the metabolism boosted, and to keep those bones strong as well as we age. And then I recommend the yoga, the Tai Chi, or the Qigong to keep the body flexible, to work on the breathing, to move that lymphatic system. I like both. So no, I count it as exercise, yes, but do not count it as the best form of body transformation. And again, I'm just telling you what works in terms of results. You can have your own opinion, but I am telling you what the research says, as well as what does work clinically in practice all around the world. All right, Robert is up next. Robert is asking, I know you like to read, but I'm not very good at it. So what would you recommend as the best health or food-based documentary for me to get started on? Okay, so I do. I mean, obviously I recommend reading a lot. And why do I recommend reading? Well, here's why. I read multiple books per week. And the reason I do that is, one, because I love it. So it's an activity that I love. Two, what I'm looking at is this. When an author writes a book, you are getting at least, well, hopefully it's a good author, you're getting at least a decade, really, of information that they've seen work in their own life and their own clinic or their own practice or their own whatever it might be. And when you look at that, you're getting that person's best stuff in about 200 or 300 pages. It's amazing. And there aren't enough lifetimes and years to live to accumulate the amount of knowledge that everyone has. So when I read multiple books per week, what I'm looking at is I'm looking at like 1,000 pages a week. And I'm saying I'm getting all of this information. And I don't have to live the decade or 2 decades of each person to get that amount of information. And yes, I've read thousands and thousands of books now. So again, a lot of the topics are similar. I understand that. And you're probably saying the same thing. However, every book has at least 1 or 2 nuggets that I can take that I haven't seen written in that form before, or it's a little different twist, or it's just something maybe I haven't read. So I will tell you this, it's never a bad thing to read. And remember, use my formula. Read 10 pages per day, and then you'll read 1 book a month. If you're reading 0 to 1 books a year, well, you'll be reading 12 books a year now just by reading 10 pages a day. 3 pages in the morning when you wake up, 3 at lunch, another 3 or 4 before bed. Look, you've read a book a month. Amazing. Really, really try that out. However, I'm going to give you another thing because you did ask for another way to get started. So documentaries. I love documentaries. You know what? this is episode, I believe, 75. In 75 episodes, 75 shows, I haven't talked about a documentary yet, I don't think. So I'm going to start to get into those because most documentaries are 60 to 90 minutes. And they give you, again, so much great information to get your brain thinking. Now, of course, documentaries are really swayed to one side, right? Whether it is vaccinations or whether it is veganism or vegetarianism or whether it's on GMOs or corn. Very swayed to one side or the other. However, it gets your mind thinking, and you do need to look at both sides of the equation. I read what all the paleo community is saying, and I read what all the vegan and vegetarian community is saying. I read both sides. Keep your mind open. So where to get started? Okay, a great place to get started is this. Watch the documentary Food Inc. If you haven't watched Food Inc. yet, everyone has to watch it. It's the starting point. You have to start to learn about your food. It's so important. There's nothing more important in your life than what you put in your body. Nothing. If you think your family is, okay, you can say that, yes, but you want to be around long enough, right, for your family. And you don't want to have to spend all that money in health insurance and sickness and all of that on you and your family. And you want to take care of your family. So food and what you put in your body is the absolute most important thing. I don't care if you have a newborn and you're thinking about what to put in their body or you are 100 years old. It is the absolute most important thing. Watch the documentary Food Inc. and then go from there. I'm going to recommend more documentaries in the future. However, I'm not going to complicate things like I typically do. I'm going to give you one answer, and that's watch Food Inc. Check it out. It'll be a great 90 minutes for you to start that brain working. I'll give you more recommendations on documentaries, maybe one a week. I really do love them, and I'll give, again, more recommendations in the future. Thank you, as always, for tuning in. This was a great week, great questions. Keep them coming. I look forward to next week's shows as well. Before you go, I wanted to make you aware that as a loyal listener to the Cabral concept, I want to make sure I'm always providing with great, real-world, usable content and rewarding you with listener-only specials. So for the month of April, my goal is to help you involve more of your family and friends and even coworkers in their quest to lose weight and get well. And I believe there is no better way to do that than through the Dr. Cabral Detox. You lose 5 to 10 pounds in your first 7 days and improve your overall well-being, guaranteed. So this month, I'm going to take $20 off the 14 or 21-day Dr. Cabral Detox so that you can share the 14-day with one friend or family member and the 21-day with 2 friends or family members. It's more motivating to do the detox with someone else, and I know you'll both be happy you did. Come join our Dr. Cabral Detox community and change your body, change your life. To take your $20 off, just enter the promo code APRIL20, all lowercase, at checkout.